crack cocaine had me, look, sleeping underneath apartments, everything I love. In Knoxville, Tennessee, I was sleeping underneath apartments, gravels, rocks, roaches, all type of shit, even a few rats. You know what I mean? Wasn't taking a shower for like, for not days, but weeks. You know what I'm saying? Weeks. Can you imagine that? I remember one time, man, I didn't take a shower so long that it actually hurt when I took my socks off. Imagine that. It actually hurt. My sock was as stiff as a board. Let me look for a board. You know what I'm saying? It was as stiff as a board. That was my sock. That's dirty. But that crack cocaine had me boosting out of Walmart. The first time I ever boosted. You know what I mean? I went to the store one time, man, and I stole a jacket. Back when they had the Dickie jackets at Walmart. I stole a Dickie jacket. And I went to the projects, and my man's, you know what I'm saying, man, that's a nice jacket. Where you get it from? Walmart. Man, can you get any more? And I'm like, this is the first time I ever knew about boosting. I'm like, I didn't know about boosting, but I didn't know that I can go steal things and come back and get crack. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? I can actually go steal something real quick and then come back and give it to you, and you give me some crack? Yeah. But first I was like, you want this one? Boom. Gave him that one, got me a hit of crack. And that crack, what it does is it just, like, it makes you, that first hit is great, but then you just got to chase it and chase it and chase it. So anyway, fast forward, man, look, I went to the Walmart, and I swear for God, I went in with no jacket, went to the rack. I put on like 5 jackets. Boom, boom, just put them on. I was reckless, just put on 5 jackets and walk. And I'm walking out, and I hear the Walmart worker like, hey, yo, hold on, hey. He did not just walk in with no jacket. I heard that and took off. Went to my man's, gave him the jackets, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking them jackets was like $30 a piece. I didn't know that they cut it off half price. So for them 30, them 5 jackets worth 30 a piece, I got half price, man. I got like a 30 piece. I was confused, but then I was like, you know what? For me to get more, I got to steal more. Fast forward, this is when Walmart was open 24 hours. 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? So I figured out a little plan. I'd walk in, and I'd notice that you ain't got no workers early in the morning. You ain't got nobody at this door. So I would ride by, I'd be with my home, we ride by Walmart, and we catch one. Oh, ain't nobody at that door. Man, look, and I kid you not, I would walk in, go grab my cart, go right back to the electronics. Even though they had alarms, I didn't care. I'd go and put like 2 or 3 TVs. This is when they first had the flat screens. I put 2 or 3 TVs in the goddamn, in the cart, walk clean out. Would not care. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. And go to the projects, get rid of the TVs or whatnot. And then it got to the point where I would wake up in the morning, and people would send me a list on my phone. So it was like a job. I'd wake up, I ain't had no crack. Okay, let me check this phone. If I didn't have a list, I would hit people up like a mass text. Hey, I'm up. Send your list. And like 10 minutes later, I'd have a list. I'm not gonna say who the driver was, but I had to break the driver off and everything. And I would just go. That's how I would fuel and fund my addiction to crack. After a while, I just got careless. You know, would go to jail. I'd be walking out with stuff. They order clothes, and I just that's when you go to dressing room, and I put layers of clothes on. Sometimes I get caught, sometimes I have to run, and sometimes I'd make it. And when I made it, it was good. But when I didn't make it, it wasn't good. You go to jail, get put on probation. You know what I'm saying? You know what'll happen. So I'm saying that to say, to me, marijuana or nothing like that. The weed, that wasn't my gateway. It was the cocaine and crack. And this was back then when boosting was not okay, but you can get away with it. You can get away with it. It wasn't easy, but to me it was easy. And that's what I was known for. Boosting. Hey, 10, Ski, hey man, you going to Walmart? I would love it when they would say I need some hygiene and some socks and cleaning supplies. And it were like the Tide Pods. Easy. It would come to the point in time where I would fill up my cart with all this stuff and I would end up and I'd push it out and I'd make it to the car. But what was crazy was how would I get, like, I would not care who would see me with no bags or nothing, just a full cart and just be throwing stuff in the car and we'd get away. How did we get away? I would think we would get away. But what was happening was I feel they were letting me get away. And I'm gonna explain why. They would let me get away. So then I guess they would just rack all they would know. And I would come in and I would just notice certain people hitting this corner, walking around. Because I had a little route I would go, boom, 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 boom. Not knowing that the routes I would take, cameras and everything. And I would think, okay, ain't no camera here, I'm good. But they getting all this on camera. And I even tried to get slick by buying something. Sometimes when I had pockets full of stuff, I used to put stuff in my pants. I would just go buy something and walk out, have a receipt. And if I would beat, I'd be like, I got a receipt. Sometimes I would just take off. Let me tell you a little lick I had though. I would find receipts, go steal what's on the receipt, either get the cash back or a gift card. Like I was doing all kinds of shit for the crack. I was a pure junkie, and then that's when I got homeless. And I really didn't care much about anything. I was in the closet for a while, but then when I pause, but then when it just got noticeable, same clothes, losing weight, going to jail for theft all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy, man. So yeah, crack cocaine was like the turning point of everything. That's what introduced me to the pills, the heroin, and just the lifestyle. Now, a lot of things I'm not gonna say were fun, but they were fun. I don't know. Let me stop that, man. The stories I have are kind of funny, but the lifestyle wasn't fun. It was more like I had to do what I had to do because like you didn't get sick from crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't wake up and be withdrawn and throwing up and all that shit like you would be from taking too many pills and not having it, doing heroin and not having it. Crack cocaine was just like a mind thing. I've been to rehab plenty times, but I really didn't care. It was because I had to go from probation. Well, look here, you just pissed dirty. You still smoking crack. Go to rehab for 30 days. I go to rehab 30 days complete, come back and do the same thing over and over again. For years, not days, not months, but years. My mom even knew it. You know what I mean? I remember one time I'm walking up the street and I don't have no crack and I'm tripping calling my mom, Mama. I just want to tell you that I'm a junkie. What you doing? Crack. I'm a crackhead. And she like, I know. Like that. She knew. I'm thinking I can hide it from people, but I couldn't. It was just people didn't say nothing because I was benefiting them, getting hundreds of dollars and stuff and getting $30 worth of crack. I started trying to get cash, man. I can't give you no cash, bro, but I can give you this right here. You know what I'm saying? It was things like that. So thank y'all for tuning in. I know this episode's short, but it's going to get better. I appreciate you. All platforms, this is CCX. Album dropping the first of the year. I love y'all. Dope stories.